Jackson, Daniel Mahoney. Hi, Daniel.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Bob?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You decided to replace Elmer Hitt with a homegrown guy who's had a lot of experience at JPD, Chris Simpson.
Well, I wouldn't say replace. He willfully retired.
Right, he's not being replaced.
And
Yes.
and you know, I gotta say, man, having the opportunity to work with Chief Hitt has been just such a great honor. I mean, he is just a great guy all around. His phone line has always been open to me, or I can text him if I need something or if I've got a question about something going on in the community. He's always attentive, and he has just done a phenomenal job at leading our police department. And I'm just, it's one of those bittersweet moments, because I'm really close with Chief Hitt. But what makes it so sweet is anytime talking with currently Undersheriff Simpson and now Chief Simpson, I always tell him, man, it's so difficult for me to call you by a different title because I originally know him as Officer Simpson, who was our school police liaison when I was in the 7th and 8th grade at Parkside Middle School. And so to have the opportunity for this to be the transition in this time, I know it's just going to be the beginning of another great relationship. I've already got an extremely strong relationship with Chris, and I look forward to now a professional, strong relationship with him being the chief. And look forward to his leadership in the department. And I think this is a great transition. And Chief Hitt will be dearly missed.
Yeah, I too am biased like you. I've known both guys for a long time. In fact, Elmer Hitt, I photographed Elmer for his senior pictures.
Oh, wow.
When he was a senior to be at Northwest High School. And then the next year he walks in a cadet uniform. And so his whole life has been with JPD.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I know he's got a couple of opportunities that he's considering. So he'll be staying busy. As he emphasized to me, he is younger than Chris Simpson. Well, this is we're getting close to the time of the year when we get a report from you, the state of the city. Has that been scheduled yet?
Yeah, so we're looking at, and it's not been set in stone yet, but the date that we are looking at currently is March the 19th. I mean, it's always hosted in March. We generally try to do the second week of March, somewhere around there. So we're looking at Wednesday, March 19th at 6 p.m. This will be hosted at the same place we hosted it last year, and I'm super excited about it because of how much additional work has been done over at the city center. Excited to show that place off and let the citizens see where their tax dollars were spent at and what this project now looks like in comparison to last year. And so it's not only that, it's just a time for us to celebrate the wins that we had in the year before, celebrate the staff who helped make it happen, honor some individuals from the community who are pillars in the community through giving out the key to the city. Yeah, it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time, and it's also a time where, to me, it's an opportunity to set that vision that myself and council has for the next year's worth of work, to really set that vision out there. I believe in putting things out into the atmosphere so that they come true. And so I'm excited about this year's State of the City.
I know one of the things you're going to be talking about is housing, both projects that are underway and houses that are being built. And actually, people have moved into some of the new housing. But also some things that are planned, including multi-unit housing in the downtown.
That's correct. That's correct. We have a lot of irons in the fire right now when it comes to housing. I mean, this is, when I first came into office, this was one of the biggest things that we talked about, that we wanted to focus in on as an initiative for us to see some milestones and some progress in is building back our communities and building back our neighborhoods. And I think through the public investment that we've made as a city to commit dollars to down payment assistance through the 100 Homes Project, that has spurred all kinds of other private investors to come into town and private developers to come into town to build more housing. And that's what we see happening. There's the 2 apartment complexes that are almost finished, the one on Blackstone, the one on Greenwood. We've got another 2 potential projects coming into town that are in the works right now. We've swapped some land where an entire community will be able to be built through either the 100 Homes Project, or maybe some other developer may come in and build houses in this area as well. But we just have so much opportunity and so much movement happening in housing. It just makes me really excited and just really proud of the work that our staff is putting into making sure that we are building this community up and providing housing for people.
One of the projects, the Haze, you were part of an event where a giant check from the state of Michigan was presented to the project through the city, and everyone's waiting for that to begin, and haven't seen anything yet.
Well, you know, my theory is slow progress is better than no progress. There's a lot of things still happening in the background with the Haze, and the process is still moving forward and in the right direction. It's not moving as quickly as anybody wants it to. If it was moving as quickly as we all wanted to, this deal would have already been done 3 years ago when we first signed an agreement with the group that we are working with right now. So I'm just hopeful that the progress continues in a forward momentum, whether an inch at a time, but every inch adds up to yards, and eventually we'll bring that project home and we'll be seeing a groundbreaking there.
There's a number of people in this community who work in DEI, in government and in private, and some of those people are really concerned that their jobs or their department or their focus of work is going to end. What can you say to those people, particularly those in that area within city government?
Well, Bart, we are living out exactly what was told that would happen under this administration. So it can't be a surprise to us that these things are actually happening, right? But I do think it kind of feels like the audacity of it actually happening. How dare them? But for me, I think now is the time for us to lean into the work, to lean into those communities that feel unsafe and feel worried, to lean into those departments that may be worried about what their future looks like. Myself and the city manager, I've had a ton of conversations around this. I've had a ton of conversations around this with our chief equity officer, John Willis, and we all kind of have the same stance. To me, it doesn't matter if the name changes or not, as long as the work gets done, right? And I think that's the most important thing, that the work has to get done. And I think that, you know, I had this conversation out at Jackson College on MLK weekend, and really what I was saying is, before DEI, it was called something else. Like before equity, everybody was saying equality, and there was complaints about equality. Before that, it was something else. Before that, it was something else. And I think there will always be these hot button terms that people deem bad words or unfair treatment to one party or another. And it's just another way to separate people. Ultimately, we should be working together collectively to make sure that everyone is taken care of. And I think that's the intent behind the DEI office, is to make sure that all parties, all people, every sector of the community, no matter what you look like, no matter what your ability or inabilities are, is able to function in society, in this city, be prosperous, and be fruitful as a citizen of this community. And I know myself as a leader in this community, I'm going to make sure that those spaces are continued to be protected. And I'll make sure that we do what we need to do to make sure that they feel protected also. So I think right now there's a lot of reaction off of how things are making people feel. But we can't go just off of feeling alone. We have to look at how things are shaping We have to look at how the dust is settling legally with some of the executive orders are being put out there. What is our governor saying about these issues? And then we have to act accordingly. You know, now is not the time to sit on our hands for sure, but I do think that it's important to not react out of a fear, but react in a way that we can make sure that we're still protecting these places that need to be protected.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you always. I appreciate you for having me.
The mayor of our city of Jackson, Daniel Mahoney. Ben Creech is here from Paragon Charter Academy. We'll get a mid-year update from Ben on all things